And it was supposed to be a week of hope and optimism across the league with training camps getting underway, and all of that was pierced by the sobering reality of this very uniquely American epidemic of gun violence and mass shootings coming for the NFL on Monday when a gunman casually walked into a Manhattan high rise that houses the league office, killed four people before ultimately turning the gun on himself. And Mike Deanna Rossini, good friend of ours of The Athletic, reports that an NFL employee named Craig Clementi was hospitalized after being struck in the back by a bullet just as he was on the phone trying to warn his colleagues and friends to stay safe and barricade themselves where they are within their office. And there's also reporting out now that the gunman had targeted the NFL offices specifically and left a note citing the league's ongoing issues with CTE and concussions as a motivation before ultimately shooting himself in the chest, as some former NFL players have done to preserve their brains for science. And this isn't the first time that the NFL has been touched by gun violence, because you'll remember there was the shooting incident 2 years ago at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade.
Yeah.
But it's just yet another reminder of the risk that we all take in this country every time we leave our homes, and the unprecedented vigilance that life in America now requires. It shouldn't be normal, but it has become our new normal. We shouldn't have to look over our shoulder every time we walk into the grocery store or search for the nearest exit every time we walk in and sit down in a movie theater or learn how to barricade ourselves in our office doors or in our classrooms with the heaviest furniture we can find as quickly as possible. But unfortunately, there are few things that are more uniquely American than gun violence and mass shootings. And this is just another reminder that even the NFL, even this behemoth of a business, even this cultural icon
Mhm.
isn't averse, isn't insulated from an incident like this coming home to roost.
Right, and when you hear the story of Clemente, on the phone giving the safety procedures to other people, and then wind up getting shot. I mean, you and I are in this place. Where does your mind go? Who do you think of?
Oh, immediately it went to my wife and your wife, but both
Yeah,
teachers. My wife is in a middle school setting, so there's a little bit more risk there. I believe your wife is a high
right.
school teacher as well, so there's an inherent risk there. I have, my daughter is going into second grade, and your heart skips a beat every morning when you put her on the school bus. This is just the reality and the fear that we all kind of have to grapple with these mass shootings continuing to be an issue and a plague on American society.
Right, and your wife, my oldest son now, and me for many years of my career in the classroom. I was a teacher in the classroom during Columbine, during 9/11. I think I had just left before Sandy Hook, through constant shootings. I've done all the possible protocols and possible drills that you discuss, like barricades and bringing people to the back of the class and normalizing this to the degree that all of our children go through life saying, "Yeah, that well, this is what the alert is, and this is what you do," and acting like this is normal. And yeah, as a teacher and as anyone, I guess a citizen, but like as a loved one of a teacher, your heart skips a beat. You always feel like you're rolling a dice to a little bit, and then it becomes this low-lying thing that you start to almost assume. It's like, well, this is what we have to live with. And now with the NFL, yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, well, I guess we have to live in a world where maybe gun violence could break out during the Super Bowl parade last year, like you said, could happen at league headquarters, anything. I reject that. We should not have to live like this.